Alright, welcome back guys. Once your first time here, I'm Vision Hero Boy Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'll be giving you guys another Dino Fury video regarding what planet I think I'm speculating Tarrick and Santaura are from. Now if Power Rangers aren't your instant, don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon to get some more Power Rangers content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna speculate here what planet Tarrick and Santaura are from, because now if you watched the second half of or season 2 of Dino Fury, you'll know that they mention, or at least Tarrick mentions, that he has built a spaceship for them to leave Earth, and you also have Santaura who has a record, who realizes that they still are from Earth. So now let's try to go through what planet they could be from. Now, going in kind of order of seasons, we know they can't be from Aquitar because they're not fish people, so we know that's out of the question. Now, they could be from KO35, as we've seen with Andresia. They're very humanoid-like there, so I think that's definitely a possibility. Then you got Lost Galaxy with, you got Mirinoi, which is the main planet. I don't think that it's them, because if you look at back on Mirinoi, they seem more like I would almost call it like primitive, but they wore more clothing that was more, you know, early human kind of era days. And if you look at Tarrick, his clothing, he's got a bunch of medals on him, so he has to be from some kind of well-organized civilization that, you know, has some sort of military and has some sort of like government in control there, if you get what I mean. So I don't think it's Mirinoi. No, we do see a bunch of other planets within Lost Galaxy and in space, like Onyx. I don't think we know enough about those other planets though to kind of make a judgment of if they're from there. So I don't think they're from any of those planets. It's definitely, you know, a possibility that they could be from Mirinoi, but I just don't see it. I mean, there's definitely a chance that maybe that's just one section of Mirinoi, but I just don't see it. And I know people might argue, what about Terra Venture? But if you saw my previous video about, you know, why Santaura wants revenge, I said that they arrived in the late 80s, early 90s, at which point it most likely, you know, Terra Venture wasn't even a thing back then, so I doubt, you know, that they were from Terra Venture or anything like that. So that's just where I stand on that. Now moving forward, Lost Galaxy, you got Lightspeed Rescue. I don't think they had anything to do with outer space or planets. We know Time Force and Wild Force didn't have any connections to outer space. You got Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder that had no real connections to outer space. I mean, yes, Wolford did have some connections with his generals and stuff being from outer space, but I don't think we know enough to make a judgment call there. But then you got S.P.D. Now this is a tricky one, because there's a S.P.D. we were introduced to a wide range of different planets, and there are just so many out there right now that I just can't figure out which one it could be. I definitely think they could be from one of the planets that are mentioned in S.P.D, but there's just so many of them that it's hard for me to figure out and predict which ones are which. So I'm definitely gonna put S.P.D on the board, that they could have something there, but we know they're not from Sirius. They could be from the Terrestrian Empire, because we know that it's an organization, it's an empire, so that's definitely a possibility. I think that definitely could be a possibility. I don't know. Again, for the most part, at least Tarrick doesn't seem like the villainous part. We don't know about Santaura. She could have still been good. I feel like they set up where the sporks did corrupt her over time, so they were both probably good, so I don't totally see them being involved with the Terrestrian Empire, but I'm not saying it's totally out of the question. Now, Mystic Force had no real connection to outer space. Then you go into Operation Overdrive. Now, Overdrive is a bad season. However, you do have the Silver Ranger, who is from outer space, and I think it was Mercuria. I can't remember off the top of my head. I probably just butchered that name, but we know he was from there. Now, if you look at that, he was also the sixth ranger there was also humanoid looking, so he could be from that. So Tarrick and Santaura could be from that planet. The only other issue we have there is we haven't seen either of them use any kind of Mercury power, because we know that that was one of the powers of the sixth ranger. So I don't totally see that being a thing unless he was the only one with that kind of power, which definitely is a possibility, which I would say could put him at a possibility that he is from Mercuria, that Tarrick and Santaura are from Mercuria, are from that planet. It's just a tricky one. I definitely gonna put that one on the board, say that's definitely a possibility. Then we go into Jungle Fury. There's no real connection to outer space there. You got RPM, which is in a complete other universe, and there's no, connection to outer space there as well. Samurai, no connection. Now we get into Megaforce. Now, the first season of Megaforce and the second season of Megaforce definitely have, outer space themed villains and characters in, season 2 of Super Megaforce, with the sixth ranger being from another planet as well. And I think that's definitely another one. I think it's Andresia is what Orion is from. That's another thing. I'm definitely putting that one on the board there for a third planet that Tarrick and Santaura could be from. I think it's definitely a possibility. We do know that that planet was civilized. It had some form of civilization there, and it was wiped out when the aliens of the season attacked their planet. So we know very little about the planet. They definitely could have had an organized kind of military similar to other planets. So I definitely think that they could be on the board. We just don't know enough about them. Again, they are humanoid looking, so I definitely think that they could be, they could definitely possibly be from, I think it's Andresia, and so I definitely would put that on the board. So then we go into Dino Charge, and that, again, it is in outer space based villains. However, it is in another dimension, so you can pretty much take them off the table. Then you go into Ninja Steel. Again, a very bad season, but they were alien and space themed villains, but we don't really know anything really about them. Again, you do have Mick, who's from a different planet / galaxy. He is humanoid looking, but he also has the power to shapeshift. Again, this is again another tricky one, because he is humanoid, but we haven't seen Tarrick or Santaura see any powers that they can transform into different objects. So that's definitely a tricky one. I definitely think it's another possibility. Like, it could be another thing where Mickey's the only person that has those powers or something like that. So I definitely think it's a possibility, but I also think, due to the fact that we also saw Mick in season 1, I feel like unless I guess you could say that where they're from are such big places, but wouldn't maybe Void Knight at least have recognized or known about Mick when he showed up in season 1? So I just think that's a tricky one. I'm not saying that's a complete out of the question thing. Like I said originally, they arrived at Earth in late 85, so maybe that's something there where Mick wasn't around or born yet. So that's definitely a possibility. So I'm gonna stick that with definitely possibility. Beast Wars has no connection to outer space as well. I guess you could say that one police officer, no, I don't think, actually, no, that was Ninja Steel. But yeah, I don't think they have any real connections to outer space. And that brings us to, Dino Fury. So those are all the space-based planets. I know Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has some outer space things, but similar to S.P.D, there's a lot of planets and outer space stuff there that's just kind of too tricky to go off of and predict. I mean, you got Eltar, which is definitely a possibility, but there's just so many planets and outer space-based stuff there that, again, it's a lot to predict. So let's go over my, predictions and theories right now again. I definitely think KO35 is on the top of my list. Looking humanoids, definitely kind of active civilization, so definitely going to go with that as probably my top pick. Then you got Mercuria. I think, again, apologies if I'm butchering that, but you got that with tyzoon. I'm gonna put that as a maybe. I'm gonna put that as like a 3. I'm gonna put KO35 as definitely like a 4.5 chance. Mercuria I'm gonna put as like a 3 out of 5 chance. Then you go to Andresia. I'm gonna put that as a 3.5 chance, just out of, you know, some of the things we've seen. Then you got the Lion Galaxy from Ninja Steel with Mick. I'm gonna put that as a 3. I'm gonna go with a 3 out of 5 chance there. And then again, S.P.D with like the Trubian Empire, I'm gonna give it like a 2.5 out of 5. That's pretty much where I stand right now. You know, there's definitely a possibility I might be missing a few planets here there. Let me know if I am. But right now, my big pick is, you know, KL35. Now, also, we do know that we got rafkon. However, my biggest issue with it being rafkon, because I know a lot of people do argue rafkon, because they, like I said, they do have a active military, as we've seen. However, wouldn't you think from beginning, you know, Tarrick would have recognized Zato? Because we know that it was destroyed at the beginning, at the, you know, during the Sporix Beast original attack. So I guess you could say maybe, I don't know, maybe they were off planet or something then. I don't know, that's a tricky one. I know people always go to there from rafkon 2. Again, we never see them have the antennas like Zato does. So to me, it just feels, I just can't agree that they're from rafkon. I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 5 chance, but to me, just due to the fact that I feel like they should have recognized Zato, it just isn't something I believe in. I know a lot of other fans do agree on that one. I just don't think it's a possibility. But again, like I said, those are top choices. We also do know there's a planet from Time Force. I almost forgot about it. That Trip was from. But they don't have that crystal that he has on his head that I guess I feel like they should have too. So I'm going to put that as like a 2.5 out of chance. Again, we don't know much about that planet as well. That's based in the future, so maybe that planet doesn't even exist now. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But my top pick right now is KL35. However, like I said, there's so many planets out there that, you know, they could be from literally anywhere. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. What are your top picks, or what's your pick as to what planet that Tarrick and Santaura are from? Let me know all that good stuff in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, that's my prediction / theory video regarding what planet Tarrick and Santaura from Power Rangers Dino Fury could possibly be from. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to get a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon to miss more Power Rangers content from me moving forward, and go for me on Instagram, Twitter, which are linked in the about section of my YouTube channel. As always, I'm Vision Hero Boy Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.